Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Will anyone hit 74 homers? Aaron Judge thinks MLB season record is a little untouchable. What used to be one of baseball's most magical numbers, 61 home runs, now sits buried, 8 lines deep, in the Major League Baseball record book. The number now at the top of that record book, 73 home runs, is steeped in a steroid-addled purgatory, but it remains there nonetheless. These days, breaking that record is more of a wild-eyed aspiration than a realistic goal in a game that has largely been cleaned up and transformed. It's good to dream, good to hope, and always good to shoot for those goals, but I think that one's a little untouchable, said Aaron Judge, the Yankees slugger whose 62 homers in 2022 represent the closest anyone has come to breaking the record since the so-called steroid era ended in the early 2000s. Baseball's popularity these days has little to do with home run chases. Baseball has returned to being more relevant on the sports landscape in 2024, but it has little to do with what brought eyeballs to the game a generation ago, notably, home run chases that placed Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa and McGwire in the headlines almost daily in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Since baseball began the long, not-so-direct path toward ridding performance enhancers from its clubhouses, an effort that started meekly in 2002, a year after Bonds set the record, only Judge has eclipsed Roger Maris's once-hallowed record of 61 home runs in a season. Even with his impressive season, Judge sits at only 7th on the list of single-season home run hitters, one spot ahead of Maris, whose record stood from 1961 until 1998, the year Sosa and McGwire took hacks during a wild chase to break the record. McGwire got there first and finished with 70 dingers. Sosa ended up with 66. Judge saw Bonds as the greatest to ever play. Bonds surpassed them all in 2001. When Judge speaks of the former Giants slugger, he speaks not of steroids, but of the raw talent it takes to hit that many homers when all pitchers are trying to avoid you. He'd get one pitch to hit, in a series, and he'd hit it out of the ballpark, Judge said. That takes so much discipline, such a great eye. He's just so consistent. I've been through this for 8-9 seasons now. It's not that easy. He made it look a lot easier than it is, and that's why he's the greatest to ever play. Total homers trend up, but individual totals have steadily decreased. The year 2008 was something of a tipping point for baseball. It was 3 seasons after MLB enacted much harsher penalties for using performance enhancers, and only months after the release of the revelatory and damning Mitchell report, which tarnished the reputation of dozens of players and bluntly assessed that illegal drug use raises questions about the validity of baseball records. In the 10 years before 2008, 6 of baseball's single-season home run leaders hit 55 or more. In all the years since, that number has been eclipsed only twice, by Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, who hit 59 in 2017.